Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video will be a quick one because I'm just gonna give you guys an update on my wedding planning progress and the decisions that we have made so far. If you have been following my previous two videos, you guys will have guessed like which hotel I've chosen to hold my banquet. For today's video, I'll be revealing my wedding date as well as my wedding location. So if you guys watch my previous videos, you have known that I had such a hard time deciding on which hotel to host my banquet. So we have finally came to an agreement. Okay, it's not like finally because I was the only one deciding. Like Sean was totally cool with anything that I was going to choose. I finally decided on the venue that I want to hold my banquet, which is once in a lifetime. Is so important. So yeah, I have finally decided, and other than that, I'll be letting you guys know my wedding date and why we chose this particular date and just a general view of how my wedding planning progress has been. So yeah, let's get started on today's video. So are you guys ready for the review? Okay, so background story is that I always wanted to have my wedding on a nice date like 10-10, 12-12, especially for this year. If I were to hold my wedding on the 12th of December 2021, so the date looks really nice because it's 12.12.21. So I think it's like a really nice date. That was like the date that I was like pretty sure that I was going to have my wedding. Then I realized that because 12-12 is such a popular date, a lot of hotels are fully booked, especially those hotels that I was like really considering to hold my banquet, and it's also the venue that I've been thinking since a long time ago before I even gotten engaged. So those are the locations that I have already shortlisted to hold my banquet, but unfortunately because it's such a popular date, a lot of couples have already booked like maybe years in advance. So because of that, I came to a point where I need to ask myself, is the date more important or is the location more important? After all, I guess we can't have the best of both worlds, especially if I want to have my wedding this year in such a short span of time. So one of my closest friends told me that she would rather choose just an ordinary date, which is just meaningful to her and her husband, than to choose a very popular date. What she said really made me think why I want to have such a nice date. Other than the fact that it looks nice on the wedding invite, it doesn't really have any meaning to it. So like 12-12, 10-10, this kind of very popular date, other than the Shopee and Lazada shopping festivals, is nothing special to be honest. It just looks nice. For now, like how I see it is that I would rather just have a normal date which belongs to the two of us, which has a special meaning for the two of us and is also a special occasion just for the two of us, than to choose a very nice date, if that makes sense. So that's why we have decided to have our wedding on the drum roll. Okay, anyway, we have decided to have our wedding on the 7th of August 2021. So okay, like it doesn't look that bad also, right? Like 07.08.21. So yep, that's the date that we have chosen. I guess you guys will be like asking why I did not choose like 0808, right, which is just the next day. That's because 0808 is actually a Sunday, because we are having our church solemnization in the morning. So we'll be having a church wedding first, then our dinner banquet. But on Sundays, it's not possible for us to book the church because there will be a Sunday service. So if we want to have a church wedding, it has to be on a Saturday. And another concern is that the 8th of August is actually the first day of the 7th month on the lunar calendar, which is the 农历七月 in Chinese. I'm not very superstitious, but I'm afraid that some of my guests might be superstitious. So some people might not even want to come to the wedding because it's not a very nice date. So that is the concern that I had, which is why I decided to just go ahead with 0708. Okay, so wedding dates aside, if you guys have watched my wedding venue shopping, you guys will have known that I went to a lot of ballrooms in Singapore. Ultimately, I have decided to hold my wedding in W, Singapore. Not sure if you have guessed it after you watched my previous video, because I was really torn between Fullerton and W, like what I mentioned in the video. The reason why I decided to go with W is because of many different factors. Of course, I had my concern like W is not very accessible compared to Fullerton, which is just like 1 minute away from Raffles Place MRT. The moment I walked into W, I felt that it is just amazing. Like the feeling that I felt when I first stepped in, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just amazing, and I fell in love with the hotel like instantly. So I hope my guests can have like this kind of feeling like the moment they step in. And I feel that the location is actually perfect for us because Fullerton is just like two cities in the middle of everything, but for W it's actually on the island and it's on the tip of Sentosa Cove. So I actually feel like I wasn't in Singapore like when I was there. So that was something that I really like because I think destination wedding is always a good idea, and since we can't travel, so W is the closest I can get. So yeah, that's why I decided to choose W to hold my wedding. Of course, there are many reasons behind W, and if you guys are interested, you can let me know. I will just do another separate video on that. But today's video has to be really quick because I'm rushing off to somewhere else. Okay, anyway, what else do I need to mention? Okay, so in terms of my primary vendors like bridal studio, photographer, videographer, makeup artist, all this, I have shortlisted one bridal studio in mind because I feel that in terms of reviews, in terms of how established they are, it is very much in line with my criteria. I definitely don't want to risk my wedding day, so I would rather pay more for their services than to save and not get a desirable outcome. Okay, not sure if that's the right way to put it, but I don't mind spending more since it's just a once in a lifetime event. So I don't want to have too much worries, I don't want to regret my decision, so I think it's better to do more research. So for my gowns, definitely I need to choose the gown that I've been dreaming about since I was a kid, right? So like that's every girl's dream. So of course I'll be focusing more on the gown. Okay, I already have a photographer and videographer in mind. Okay, so other than the primary vendors, which will be confirming with them by the end of the week, moving on, I will be looking for my secondary vendors like my wedding stylist, my wedding invitation card designer, my florist. So all these will be my secondary vendors, and other than that, I will start to give out my bridesmaids invitation card. So there are so many exciting things going on, and I can't wait to share this journey with you guys. So for any brides to be out there, especially if I'm in Singapore also, do feel free to join me as I prepare for my big day. I hope we are going through this together, and if you guys have any questions for me, especially like wedding related, or if you have any questions on why I chose W or Fullerton, you can just comment down below and I will see you guys in the comment section. So that's all for today's video, just a quick update on what I've been doing for my wedding. So I guess that concludes this video. Remember to subscribe to my channel and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!